What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you the type of headlines we see when Bitcoin does something volatile. When I say Bitcoin, obviously means the entire market as well, because as Bitcoin moves, so does the rest of the market. But I want to show you two things here that are on opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of fundamentals versus price, and what the reaction is in mainstream media. So I want to share with that. I thought it was very interesting today. So I'm going to go over to my favorite here, which is Twitter. You get a lot of valuable information here. And if you guys can see, if I can bring this here, okay. So there's a entity here called Sentiment. And Sentiment really has it's really a data-driven account, and it shares all types of feeds and all types of information. So I think this is very interesting. So here it's saying, there's clear evidence that Bitcoin whale addresses are viewing, and whales typically means any wallet that's holding 1,000 Bitcoin or more. And addresses are viewing yesterday's drop below 30K as an event to accumulate. Okay, so their feed here saw the highest amount of transactions exceeding $100,000 since January, and their supply of Bitcoin held is rising again. Okay, so the transactions that are 100,000 or more, and if you look here on the actual chart that they provided, you can see this spike right here, okay, right over there, and where the arrow is pointing, and that's a very large amount of transactions that's happening, and that coincides with the massive dip that we saw yesterday, and all this fear that's kind of going around it, right? And I think Bitcoin just dipped under 30,000, so maybe 29,700-ish or so, in and around that area. So you can see that as the price dipped to that level, the transactions exceeded what it normally does over the course of the last little while. Okay, so that right there is data. Okay, that's on-chain data that's showing you actual transactions that are happening at a certain period of time when Bitcoin's at a certain price. So you would say, okay, well, all these whales, quote unquote smart money, these big guys, they're eating up the Bitcoin. They're accumulating as much as they can. As soon as it dips, they accumulate more. That's a good thing, right? Even though the prices drop, the fact that those who are in the know, those who have financial information and knowledge, are scooping up more and more Bitcoin, and at record highs over the last little while anyway, at a period of time when it's gone the lowest, should tell you something, right? I always talk about questions. You got to question why is this happening? So why would, if the price dips so low, why would smart money want to buy more of an asset that everybody else seems to be fearful of? So question that, okay? So that was, let's see if I can get there. So that's the actual data from yesterday, okay? But here I wanted to share something. So I got a notification. I have CNBC, the app on my phone, and I get notifications like any of you who actually subscribe to them or follow them anyway. And so I got this thing that says, this notification that says, Bitcoin investors are panicking as a controversial crypto experiment unravels. All right. So now the experiment that they're talking about, quote unquote experiment, is Terra Luna, and the stablecoin UST, which was backed by Bitcoin, and they were buying so much Bitcoin, they said that they wanted to back their own stablecoin with Bitcoin itself. And so as Bitcoin value has dropped, Terra Luna has started to sell, or not started to, they sold a bunch of Bitcoin to try and stabilize their own stablecoin. So not a good situation. Stablecoin is called stable for a reason. It's supposed to be in and around $1, or one, I should say, at all times. But I think it dipped down to maybe 70 cents, maybe even lower than that. So not a good thing, right, for something that's stablecoin. So there's all this stuff that's happening there. But just this, and then it goes on to talk about this, the Terra's UST token sank below 70 cents. Okay. But it says Bitcoin investors are panicking. Not at all. Not anywhere close to that is being happening. These whales are Bitcoin investors. First of all, I mean, it makes it sound like Bitcoin is like an entity. It's like a centralized system that you're investing in. So it kind of makes it sound like that, or at least that's the framework I get, or the lens that I look at it, just because it is CNBC. But they do all these things, and like nobody's panicking. If you are a UST holder, you're panicking, right? If you're a Terra Luna follower, you're panicking because that's not a good look. I mean, it's not a good look. It's not a good look overall. Let's be honest. But those who believe in and understand the value of Bitcoin, nobody's panicking. Here, I will say this. We are panicking to buy more when it drops. It's like a panic buy. It's not a panic sell. And those are my feelings. That's how I believe in it. And apparently that seems to be confirmed with many other whales out there who are buying as the price dips. So I wanted to highlight what happens fundamentally and then what's highlighted in media. All right. So this is not something that that Bitcoin investors across the board are looking at and worried and looking to sell out. Like, not at all. It couldn't be further from the truth. And hopefully I've pointed that out, that as this price has dipped, more and more whales are accumulating. They're trying to get all of it. And so people like you and I need to get as much as we can. This is my own opinion. This is what I do. It's obviously not financial advice, but here's what I firmly believe. And I'm going to stick to me, my personal opinion for myself, is I'm trying to accumulate as much as I can in the time period that I can. There may be a point, and I strongly believe this, that one Bitcoin is going to be well out of reach for many of us. Okay, when that is, I don't know. But when the market dips, when Bitcoin dips and things are volatile, and it's the best time to accumulate more. For me, I accumulate whenever I can, because I don't care if it's 60,000. I still think it's cheap for where it's going to go long term. But you're dipping under 30,000. We're dipping more than 50% from its all-time high. That's crazy. And so I'm not the only one who thinks this. Others, those with much more money and have been around the game for a long time, are starting to accumulate more and more as the price dips lower and lower. So you need to ask yourself why that is. And I just wanted to highlight, this is what happens. Price point and fundamentals do not always coincide. And lately, they couldn't be further from each other. Okay, so Bitcoin's fundamentals are getting stronger by the day, and the price is getting affected each and every day. Okay, so whales are accumulating as this price dips. Why is the price dipping? A lot of retailers are getting, that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And also with, Terra Luna doing what they're doing, that may be affecting the price as well, where they're selling to stabilize UST. I don't know what the full story is, and Do Kwon, who is the founder of Terra Luna, is supposed to come out with something in terms of what they're doing to stabilize the UST and all that. More clarity there. But just from a 30,000 foot level, high level, I need you guys to understand that the fundamentals are clear. The fundamentals are strong. It doesn't matter what one particular person or entity does not affect Bitcoin and what it is meant to be long term. Okay? And when the whales are doing certain things, you need to watch what they're doing and not what the headlines are reading. Okay? So no, Bitcoin investors across the board are not panicking over this experiment. That's not happening. Okay? Bitcoin investors, if you want to coin that term, are looking to invest more as this price point dips. All right. So whales are accumulating, mass accumulation as price point dips, media highlighting volatility and only looking at the negatives. Gotta be aware of what is happening out there, and hopefully I've highlighted that for you guys. So guys, if you found value in this video, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. And remember, tomorrow never comes. Get in the game today. See you guys in the next video.